This presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. What is going on, party people? It is your boy Smooth. That is Smooth with 3 O's. It's another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. It's the main show 2026 edition. And it's a pleasure to have y'all on. Thanks for tuning in. I know y'all been having a busy last few days with all the football, all of the sports going on. And we have the show that's perfect for you to go ahead and voice, or shall I say, type in your opinion so we can interact with each and every one of y'all. Hope y'all been having so far an amazing 2026. With that being said, for all the first timers, need y'all to go ahead and not check that out because we already had the Super Show, but check out the platform sports talk show all across social media. We on Facebook. We on the X, we on Instagram. Just put in the platform sports talk show and y'all will see it. And just give us a like, give us a follow, and support the platform sports talk show network. Definitely go on YouTube. Definitely hit that subscribe button, like, hit that bell, because anytime we go live, you will be notified. We also, for those who may not be able to watch live, or in regards to, maybe y'all busy doing something right now and y'all can't watch the show, well, it's all good because you can also listen by tuning in on Hot 365 Radio, where it is always hot. Go to the website hot365radio.com or download the app on iOS or Android. Once again, Hot 365 Radio. They also have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/hot365 radio. You can catch the replay of our most recent show each and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every first Wednesday of the month, like last week, you have Ladies Night, the best panel of ladies who love sports. So shouts out to Jobo, to Bunny, to the wifey. What's up, Yonsei? To Annie, who came back for the first time in a minute because she's doing her thing in Jacksonville, Florida as a teacher, and she came back and let everyone know why she is who she is. And also to Faith, who does an amazing job and just adds a new element and a fresh perspective to the ladies' night panel. So shouts out to the ladies for holding that down every first Wednesday of the month. Then every last Wednesday of the month, you have the Man Cave, where anything can go down. Shouts out to Stan, Sadal, T-Bone, Rio, and the Blackest Man on everything, Craig Black. So the fellas be holding that down. Then in between, you have what you're watching right now, what you're tuned into, the main show, with yours truly hosting. And I have an amazing panel that's ready to hold things down with me. Up first, she's representing from the Boondocks, Jobo. I know it's hard for you because you had some news that you didn't want to see, you was fearing, and you're here to now go ahead and prove everyone that you're still alive for the moment. Jobo, how you holding up? How you? Oh, she says, wait a minute, she ain't ready. Hold on. Uh-oh. So matter of fact, I'll wait. She got to do something. Maybe she got to get herself together even more. So we're going to start in the kitchen right now. She's a woman of many talents, can host a show, speak her opinion while standing on business as a mother in the household. She's the host of Ladies Night. Bunny, how you doing?
Almost on mute, but I got it.
Said not this time.
You can't get me. No, no, no. What up? What up? Happy hump day.
Happy hump day. Shouts out to our favorite fan, Miss Dub.
Hey, Miss Dub.
We know Craig Black love him some Miss Dub.
Miss Dub. He sure does.
Hope you're having an amazing 2026, Miss Dub. And she says hello to you as well, Bunny. And let me see. Okay, Jobo's ready now. Jobo, how you doing?
Come on through.
Ooh, the mouse died at the last second, so I'm good. I'm good.
the mouse was panicking after I was bringing you on. I know that you're not in the best of spirits in regards to what's going on around the NL Central.
Okay, let me tell you. All right, so we're down here watching the Packers and the Bears with our neighbors. I'm just sitting there, looking at my phone, looking at the live bets that are going on. I was Dub, and I see the passing bomb come through. And I'm just like, you've got to be. I'm not going to cuss, but you guys know.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Let it out.
Okay. I was like, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Brett's like, what happened? I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. And then I sent it because I have a little group chat with him and my cousin. We just send like trades and talk baseball in there. And I sent it to him, and I waited for him to open it because he was on the other side of the room. I was just looking at him, and he was like, "Oh my god!" And I was just cussing up a wall. That oh my god! I was like, I'm not even happy anymore. I was having a good day. I won a lot of bets, and I'm not even happy anymore because Alex Bregman is a Chicago Cub, and get it off the screen. I don't even want to look at it. And
oh
my gosh,
close your eyes.
and I remember on like 2 months ago when my mom chimed in on the call on the show, and I was like, if Alex Bregman's out of the Cubs, I'm gonna kill myself. So I'm just trying to find a lady for Brendan right now, and then I'm gonna send it off because he needs a companion to help him with these 2 nut jobs at the house. But I am so
to offset your feelings, even though they got Bergman. The pitching, have they stepped up?
Yeah, they got Edward Cabrera.
Yeah,
that's okay. So he's gonna be the ace of the pitching staff for the Cubs. So they definitely gonna run away with the division, or we gotta wait to talk about that.
Yeah.
We'll do our preview. We'll do our preview before the season starts, like we always do. More stuff could still happen.
Right.
Looking at their offense is definitely the best in the division. I mean, if you looked at their offense last year, even after Tucker got hurt, I think they were one of the better power hitting lineups in all of baseball, not just the NL Central. And that PCA, is he going to do what he did last year? I don't know. 2020 type of players. You had Michael Bush. Is he going to do what he did last year? And I hate the Cubs, and I don't want them to, but they're both on my fantasy team, so maybe I need them to do that. But and then they got Seiya Suzuki, they got Nico Horner, Dansby Swanson, and now you throw Alex Bregman in there with Ian Happ as well. He's a winner, he's a leader, and all you heard about when he was with the Red Sox was how much of a clubhouse guy he was. So it stings, it burns. I don't like it at all. And he even changed his number to number 3, and I don't like that either. So it's just it's all icky, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Yeah, I don't like it at all. And like, it's not bad enough that Kyle Tucker was there for a year, and now, if Kyle Tucker goes to the Yankees, guys, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Mm.
I don't think
And
that's gonna happen. I don't think that one's gonna happen. I think he'll probably be a Blue Jay, or Dodger. Blue Jay or
I
Dodger.
mean, but the Mets also put an offer in too.
Man, listen, the Mets, look what they did 2 years ago. That's one thing y'all should be blessed. Y'all not Mets fans. Come on now.
I thank God for that every single day.
All them open checks they were writing, they still suck. At least we were being cheap. They blew up the bank and still had no return on their investment.
Yeah, I thank God that I'm not a Mets fan. Every day I wake up, because when's the last time they're relevant? I mean, they were in the World Series in 2015, but Royals took care of that. The Mets, I don't see him going, because Kyle Tucker's kind of just like that's why I don't really worry about him going to the Yankees. And again, he could go to New York, but he just doesn't seem like a New York type of guy to me. I think he would fit in really well with the Dodgers, because he's not the only name in the lineup. He's got 3 to 4 other guys that people are going to look at before him. And then with the Blue Jays, I mean, yeah, they don't have Bo Bichette anymore, but they still got a lot of young talent, and they got this guy named Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
He's all right.
He's all right. Yeah, he's okay. Who's got the spotlight in Canada, really. It's Maple Leafs, and then it's Vlad. So those are my 2 teams that I think he'll go to. I don't know, maybe the Red Sox try to pivot after losing Bregman. They did do that a little bit today on the pitching side of things, which we can get into later. But yeah, I don't know. I'm intrigued by Tucker, and I'm sad by Breggy. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough 5 years. I'll say that. And I hope to the Lord, in 3 to 4 years, we're at least competing and beating him, because as much as I love you, Breggy, if you're wearing the Cubby blue, I can't. Nope.
It's gonna be an interesting 5 years.
You said number 3. What's the significance of him changing to number 3? Sorry, going back to Berkey.
Well, he's always been number 2, and he was number 2 because Dansby Swanson got drafted before him at 1, and then he took number 2 just to kind of motivate himself, make a point that he's good. And now they're on the same team. But no, I thought for sure he was going to get number 2 still, because Nico Horner could possibly be traded, and he was number 2. So I mean, I guess that could still happen. But I think kind of like Goldie. Remember when Goldie came over and he took a different number at first, and then 48, I think, and then changed it to 46. So I guess that could happen. I would hate to be a fan that buys the number 3 jersey and then he does change it to 2, but it just doesn't look right. Bregman with the 3, I don't like it.
Yeah, buddy. Whole lot has been going down since Wednesday from ladies' night. I mean, a whole lot has gone down. And speaking of a whole lot, I do want to go ahead and say, for those who are, following the Platform Sports Talk Show Network, we appreciate y'all. But if you haven't noticed, over the last couple of days, we have a new thing going on called Off the Platform. So there's been a video by myself and also from the Man Cave Zone, which I forgot to mention. So sorry about him. But Tamiko, he's part of the Man Cave as well. He left a video today. So it's like, you may just randomly see a video. There's no set time, no set day, but you may see a random video of one of our many established panelists from the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. Just leave any kind of thoughts, opinions, or whatever sports related that's going to be posted on our pages. So definitely stay tuned for many more vlogs coming from any one of us at any given time. Because like I said before, anything can happen in sports. And a lot of times we have a good show, and then some breaking news happen after the show. It's like, how come it didn't happen during the show? Well, that's what Off the Platform is all about, is that now we can express right at the heat of the moment how we feel about certain things going on, and we'll have it posted on our page. So that's what Off the Platform is all about. So stay tuned for that. As I went on, I want to make sure I get that out the way right now. But let's go ahead and get more into our segments, because we have once again a jam-packed show. You now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? Bunny, you up.
All right, y'all. Like you stated, Smooth, it is a lot going on from last Wednesday to today. Even some breaking news today. Let me just give y'all two quick hitters. If we gonna talk about it later, just cut me off. One of them, WNBA. The ladies did not get that extension on the contract. They did not come to an agreement. It's stand still now. You can't do no free agency moves. We still don't have any draft. It's just nothing moving until they get this figured out. And the lady, specifically the president, how you pronounce her name?
Kathy Engelbert.
Engelbert. No, I was thinking maybe it's the vice president. Good.
Oh, you're talking about her. Yeah. So we got to ask Faith for her name.
Thank you. But she was like, we're not extending it, and she was standing on business. And they did not extend it past Friday's deadline, and so it's just standstill. That is definitely big because this is middle of January. They start training in April. You're like, oh, they still have time. But no, you can't do your free agency signings. You can't figure out, okay, who do we still want to fill our roster up? You can't get these salaries. Don't know what's the budget. It's no bueno. We're talking about 3 months before training camp. So that's one big thing that has my attention. And also because Unrivaled League just started last week as well. So people are still getting their women's basketball fixed for now. But when Unrivaled ends and there's no WNBA games, what are they going to do? And all the momentum these women have finally get bigger media right contracts and definitely get some better endorsements. You don't need it to stop now. You need that train and keep moving. So I hope they get this figured out sooner than later. Pivot, the other thing that has my attention, Oregon Ducks. Their starting quarterback deciding to come back another year rather than go to the draft. People like, oh, that's not a big deal. Well, the Oregon Ducks did just get their butts kicked last week, but that's not the big deal. It's because they had a quarterback waiting from the transfer portal picked up from Nebraska. He thought he was going to be starting this season. Now that Dante Moore is coming back for the Ducks, what's he supposed to do now? And that brings up a whole nother can of worms when it comes to transfer portal and NIL deals and where do you go from here? Somebody kind of sold the Nebraska quarterback. Hey, come to Oregon. He's going to go to draft. Now he's not. What does he do? He goes to sit there and wait on the sideline another season or not? So that has my attention.
Yeah, and you referring to Dylan Raiola, formerly with Nebraska, who just like you said, just agreed to join the Ducks on the strength that I believe his name is Brooks from Oregon, the quarterback. Let me see.
That's not Moore. Did I say the wrong name? My bad.
Dante Moore.
Dante Moore. Okay.
Yeah, Dante Moore. And like you said before, he just announced that he's staying. So yeah, that's it's gonna be something else right there. And it kind of reminds me of their story I shared. I'm not sure if I shared in the main show, but I did share on the Man Cave about the quarterback from Washington, the University of Washington, Damon Williams, where he signed a contract and agreed to come back to University of Washington. But then he said, you know what? No, I think I'm going to go to a different school. I think it was LSU that he was considering going to with Lane Kiffin. And then the University of Washington was like, buddy, you just signed an agreement to be with us. And if you decide to change your mind and go somewhere else, we can sue. So now he's like, you know what? Wasn't nothing wrong with Washington anyway. Let me go ahead and sign on. Let me go ahead and renege. And that's what he did. So this game, Jobo, with this transfer portal and NIL, man, it strictly is a business, man. It's just like free agency now. It is really a business. And I was telling someone a while back, like now you're seeing these teams. It's not saying I'm coming back. You know, it's more of a X is re-signing with Mizzou. Like that's what period is now. They're re-signing with said college.
Yeah, and I seen man, I'm blanking right now. Who's our big running back with Mizzou?
Ahmad Hardy.
Okay. I remember like whenever he put out there, he's like, I'm signing back or whatever, and I saw like a bunch of people like it's crazy. This is what college sports, has come to now. It's like we got them saying they're signing. I don't know. It is I talked about it on Ladies Night last week about, how it rubs me the wrong way about how all of it goes, but I mean, whatever, it's like you said, it's a business and that's just how it is now.
Got a comment from someone that I believe Bunny knows very well. Stanley Goodwin says one, which is her brother, says one, there needs to be better guardrails for NILs, transfer portals for coaches and players. Definitely agree. It needs to be more sanctioned because it's just too loosey goosey. Like I was watching the game the other day, Mizzou versus Ole Miss, and a player from Ole Miss, he went to 4 different schools in 4 years. Like, that's ridiculous. So
Mm-hmm.
each year, he went to a different school. He was at Kansas. He was at Wisconsin. He was at, let me just say, I'm going to guess St. John. And then he's at Ole Miss the last 4 years. Like, that's ridiculous.
That's
And,
what I was
and
saying. It was like, wouldn't you hate that? Like, and like, Annie brought up a good point, of like they they're young, they're moving all over the country and making all this money and living the best life. But I don't know. I would just you're moving all the time. Like, wouldn't you want some consistency? I don't know.
yeah, and that's why, like, you was maybe a year ago, year or two or so ago, and I've always felt like for this whole transfer portal thing or whatever, as soon as someone agrees to attend a college, I feel that they should be at that school, committed at that school at least 2 years. And then, okay, whatever it is, whatever. Because, you still want to get that, you want to have that team chemistry building. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I feel like either you have the opportunity to skip the draft, skip college and go right to the league, or if you don't, you have to be at school at least 2 years and then go from there. And not just every year you're just skipping. Because there was a time a frame or a point in the past, Bunny, in which in college, if you transferred from one school, you had to sit out a whole year or whatever. And then you had to play that following season. But now I can play for Mizzou one semester, and then the very next year or semester, I'm playing at SLU. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think they'll eventually get it right. Like, look how long it took them to get the college football playoff together. Shout out to brother Stanley over there. That's my crazy brother. But he said he believes people are upset with landscape because players have the same answers as coaches. That's right to a big degree, but the biggest thing, I still see some of the coaches in their feelings because players are getting played, and so that makes them do something extra. Meaning, I'm just not managing a team as far as coaching. I have to have another person help with the money part of it. But when coaches would be held to the same rules that these players would, then it would be a whole different conversation. So look how many coaches leave for better opportunities. I'm not just talking about the LSU coach situation from Ole Miss to LSU. For years and years, it's nothing new when coaches want to go on bigger opportunities. Nothing wrong with that. You do what's best for you and your family. So if the player's like, hey, I was here, they meshed well with the coach, I want to get more money, do what's best for you. There's nothing wrong with that. I think you just got to put a little bit more parameters on timeline. Like they just changed today that you only have 15 days for your transfer portal window now for basketball, hockey, and I want to say track and field. So as stuff keeps getting out of hand, then they eventually come back and fix it. Some of it. But it's like y'all could have done this up front, here nor there. If the person transferred 4 schools in 4 years, if you weren't an athlete, you could do the same thing, right?
Yeah, and
no way stopping that. It's just if your credits don't transfer, and the biggest thing I want to say, this exploits what the NCAA, as I call it, cartel. It's not about the student part, it's about athletes. Plain and simple. If you can keep transferring, all these credits go, they may equal a degree, they may not. I mean, let's just be real. Y'all not caring about the academic part. When the last time I heard a story on academic fraud? It's been a whole probably 2 years because I've heard about some academic fraud. When the NIL wasn't around, we still had all those issues going on for certain big schools.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely agree, especially with the point where coaches are able to just go ahead and leave and move on. Athletes should have the opportunity to do the same thing, and you can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? And one of my rules, I was saying with the transfer portal thing, like the player, if they want to transfer, after those 2 years, of course, but like if said coach left and went to a different school, and that player was recruited by that coach. Like the reason why I went to Mizzou is because of Frank Haight, but then Frank Haight left the next year, then I should be able to leave too because I was recruited by him, and then he's gone. Well, I should go ahead and leave too, even if that's within the 2 years that I said that you should be at that school. That's the only time I feel like the transfer portal needs to be, changed. Stanley says another theory I have is that some players don't care about development. That's so true because they know they have a short shelf life and they are comfortable with that. By 25 years old, they can be multi-millionaires and can be set for life with less damage on the body. But also, and I've been saying this too, Joe, is that a lot of these players are just doing these things. And look at Clark. Dun, 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 dun. Look at Clark. Hey, what's up, buddy? Look up. Look up. What's up, buddy? But now, like I was saying, a lot of these players are leaving these schools because they're just not happy. They thought they were going to get X amount of playing time. They thought it was going to be easy. And when things don't go their way, I want to leave. They're not going to say that, but that's majority of the reason why they're leaving. It's because they don't get their way because of this spoiled mentality, and they want to use a transfer portal. Like, there's no way you go to 4 different schools. Obviously, that's a you problem. It's not the team's problem that you've been playing for. It's a you problem, and they're using transfer portal as a reason to go ahead and make moves, and that's the issue that I have with the transfer portal. But on the other end, it does help out when you're trying to get a certain player or type player, and maybe didn't have them the 1 year. Next year you can get them, so it helps. So it's a gift and a curse, but definitely going to have some kind of sanctions going on down the line because it's already a mess, and it's going to continue to get messier and messier unless something is done about it. So a whole lot with the transfer portal. Joe Bo, I know you got Clark right now on you, but what has your attention outside of you being disappointed with Breggy?
So the Breggy stuff, that's part of it. But just last week I was talking about how I need free agency to pick up, and it's slowly getting there. You can take them. It's slowly getting there, and you had Ranger Suarez today sign a 5-year deal with the Boston Red Sox. So that's their pivot a little bit from the Bregman side of things. Ryan Weathers was traded from the Marlins to the Yankees, so they get some additional pitching. And then you have the local one, Nolan Arenado, waived his no trade clause to be traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. So, it happened. We didn't know if it was ever going to happen, but it happened. It's funny because there's some people that are upset with the way things are going, but I think you're kind of fooling yourself if you didn't think
My God.
this was going to be the way. Like, I have people at work saying they're upset, and I'm hearing people texting to 101 and seeing things on social media, and I'm just, weren't you guys tired of the same thing?
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Over and over again, putting band-aids over, over things, over cracks in our on our roster and our organization as a whole. Like, this is fun. This is exciting. Like, in 2 to 3 years, our payroll's gonna be so small with just these guys that we have on the team now, to where hopefully in 3 years or so we can see ourselves to start to compete, and then maybe go out and use that money you saved. You say hi? Use that money you saved by getting rid of all these guys. And I hate saying get rid of because I truly love Nato and Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras and whoever else we're going to, trade. Love the guys. But it needed to happen. And so maybe in 3 to 4 years, some of these kids that we have now and the kids that you got in these trades lead to something promising, and you go out and you spend the money to get, a superstar or 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they do it the right way, if they do it the right way, then which they're starting out to do it the right way, I think, at least. I wish Cardinals fans would just take the red glasses off and just understand. Do you want to be miserable watching a team you paid a lot of money on lose and barely win 75 games, or do you want to watch some kids that are going to come up and possibly be the new faces of our franchise and our city, and it's not, and like, we know we're not going to win 80 plus games, but you know what you're getting. I don't know what my child's doing right now. What are you doing?
Put on a whole show.
Oh my Lord. I'm over here.
I have not seen that much energy from her ever.
I'm over here have serious baseball talk and you're acting a fool. She's like, I hear it all the time, Mom. I don't care.
That is hilarious. She putting on a show right now. I love it. But now, just to add on to what you were saying, because that was what has my attention, is that I am excited. If y'all didn't tell from those, in the sports talk show group chat, I was elated. I feel like it was a whole World Series victory that happened in St. Louis, because and this is, I want to preface by saying this, that it's not of a disrespect to Nolan Arenado, like he was a terrible player. It's just that it was about damn time. And because we knew that he was a shell of himself when he first arrived, and it just was not getting better. And he was holding up space. He was holding up opportunities for other players. It was a domino effect that was going on last year. Even though the team tried to trade him last year, Joe, and he denied it, going to Houston, which he should have went on and took it. Looking back at it, if he's him, I'm sure he probably I should have went on and joined the Astros. But anyway, it was just time. And I'm saying, once again, no disrespect, no ill will towards him. I hope that he has an amazing time in Arizona, where I said in the chat that the jet stream is going to be amazing. He can probably get maybe 25 home runs, playing in that park, or maybe even more, because you're going to be playing at Coors Field more. You know what I'm saying? So you might get 30. And my whole thing is, like you said about the whole people getting mad. If he gets 30 home runs and bats 300 or whatever, good for you. Bottom line, good for you, because guess what? He wasn't going to do that if he was still a Cardinal. That's the whole thing. He was not going to be as successful if he was still in St. Louis. So going to Arizona, going back to the NL West, that was the best thing for him. Yes, we had to give out $31 million. So I know it ain't my money, but hey, it is what it is, because we had to let that go. And to the people, the best fans in baseball, the people who like, oh, why do you do this? To all due respect, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Because like you said, Joe, y'all been asking for a fresh start.
A change.
Y'all was mad about what Mo was doing to the team. And it's funny because Randy Kirker said something earlier or yesterday on STL Sports Central. He said the moves that Chaim Bloom has made already has made Mo look stupid and foolish. Because look at all the moves that he's been doing. He getting rid of this player, getting rid of that player, bringing in so many pitchers, bringing in so many certain guys in which they could eventually either be great additions for the team in the long haul, or if the team actually starts playing better than what people expected, they could be trade bait for better players down the line. Mm-hmm. So Hein Bloom is doing everything right. I have not complained about one thing because, like you said before, the payroll is going to be very respectable. Bernie Miklasz said today that last year you had a couple players in which the payroll for just between those 2 or 3 guys were like 110 million. Right now, you're only at 32 million.
Yeah, and I think I wish I saved it. But I think it's like, yeah, you're eating up like 59 million between those three. But by the end of covering that, you're saving like 52 million or something, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's great. And then, and like what we were saying about signing some guys on, like Dustin May. If he comes in and he has a good, respectable season, guess what? You're getting traded for some prospects at the deadline. And same thing with Ryan Stanek. He's got a seen him in Houston. He's got a very, very nasty fastball. He had a little bit of command issues last year, but I think, he's a local guy as well. So I mean, I think that's someone who's going to be good in the bullpen. It's another like Maton and Kittredge that we signed, the last couple of years, and those both turned out great. So, um, have him have a great season as well, and trade him at the off season. That's a smart thing to do right now. It's I just don't understand why fans are just like they were content in us being mid. Like, like I don't want to
Don't
be
make
mid
sense.
anymore.
No,
It
no.
sucks because this could have been done 2 years ago, possibly. Like it's probably 2 years too late, or obviously we all agreed that 2022 was only fun because of Albert and the farewell tour and whatnot, chase the 700. But if that didn't happen, I say it should have happened 5 years ago. It's been a long time coming, and I'm excited. I know me and you are excited. We need the rest of the crew to get on board, but I'm excited and
Especially
see.
Stanton, man, because dude, you blowing. I'm like, who are you? Like, why are
Yeah.
you down on this team? And you knew, because like, how many times have you said it? Have I said it that a rebuild was needed? This part was needed so we can get back to where we used to be. And that's what Hein Bloom is doing.
Yep.
That is exactly what he is doing. So why are baseball fans getting mad? These people, y'all asked for this. Y'all wanted this. Y'all wanted to feel like, you know what, we need something different. And now you're getting it and you still mad? Like I said, what the hell's wrong with y'all?
And I think the reason they're mad is because Mo didn't take any time. He didn't do it. He didn't do what needed to be done. And that's, I think that's why they're mad. It's like I said, this should have happened years ago, and now it's going to take even longer, but cross your fingers and toes that it happens sooner than 4 years. Like 4 to 5 is what I was thinking, but maybe it happens in 3. I mean, we got we need to get Kyle Reese back on here, talk some prospects, because there's some exciting names and
Yes.
in the pipeline right now, and
yes,
some names that could be some household names. And it's like, I think I saw someone say after Nato is traded, it's like there's not a name in sports in St. Louis right now that's like the Blues are the Blues. They're not great. You got Bennington, but he's been what he has been this year. And now with the Cardinals, who's the name? Like there's not like a big star that attracts people to come to St. Louis to see some sports. So it's gonna be different, that's for sure. But I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm super excited, and I'm not here to guarantee that they're going to win the NL Central or go to the World Series. But I truly feel, because of the moves that is being made, and also something to also think about and consider, is that he's improving the coaching. He's improving the system all around, where now we should be able to get the best out of the Jordan Walkers. Maybe Ivan Herrera may be a good catcher. If he's not, it's totally fine, because he's still a great hitter. Maybe Nolan Gorman can get the right coaching. It's very possible that a lot of these guys on our team may have been cheated because they have not been given the proper assistance to be better Major League Baseball players. And that's what Hein Bloom is targeting. That's what he wants to do. Maybe now because this is gone, that is gone, this has changed, then now you're going to bring in the right things to make players better. And I said this on off the platform, but I was constantly saying in the NFL before the season started, I said the Chicago Bears are going to win the NFC North. No one else said that. And I said the reason was because they brought in Ben Johnson, formerly with the Detroit Lions. And remember how I said, Joe Bo, oh, watch the Lions be good. And then they had that great run. And then he went to Chicago to be the head coach. And it made Caleb Williams a better quarterback. Ain't no one saying anything about him now. They like, oh, shoot, he the man. That's what happens when you bring in the right personalities, the right coaching, the right structure. People was talking about Aaron Rodgers and he need to go ahead and retire. He looks terrible. Look what he did with the Jets. He was not in the best situation with the Jets. Now, he may retire still after this year because he is old, you know what I'm saying? But he saw what he did when he was in a great structure and great coaching system in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? That matters. Being around being around a great structure is going to better assist these players. And now Hein Bloom is slowly doing that. So I'm excited about the season. It's very possible that I may come back to opening day now. I took off last year. I didn't want to go last year. The vibe just didn't feel right. I might have to come back to opening day and start a whole new streak this year, Joe.
You know, it's weird though. I was thinking about this, like now that Nato's gone and there's a possibility that Donnie gets traded as well. It's like, it's going to be weird seeing these guys stroll in on the trucks. Like, it's not like, you used to be so excited to see these big names going around the warning track in the trucks and whatnot, getting a big applause. But who gets the biggest applause? It's going to be Wynn, Burley. And that's it, like those are the guys right there, Wood and Burley, and hopefully Herrera. And
that's my pick.
He's I don't want him to have any catching experience anymore. He's your DH. He's your DH, and that's it.
Yes.
If you have to have him play first to get Burley off his feet for a game and have Burley DH, but I think he's just
a DH.
When he's healthy, he rakes, and that's what we need.
I've been saying that for the longest. People were saying, oh, well, it's going to diminish his value if he's not, a catcher or outfitter, if he's just a DH. No, if you can hit, the money is going to follow you. You know what I'm saying?
Look, Kyle Schwarber, he hits bombs, but he strikes out a lot, and that's it.
Exactly. And now he just signed, a $200 million deal with the Phillies for 6 years? I mean, come on. If you can hit, you're good. You know what I'm saying? David Ortiz, look at his career. He played first base for a minute, but when he got to Boston, he was strictly a DH. Then he had to play first base before they had the the DH in the NL, playing the NL cities. But as long as you can hit, money is going to be there. The opportunity is going to be there. So Herrera, I know that you want to be a catcher, bro. I understand your pride may be shot, but dude, just hit. You're going to be in the lineup every day, and you should be healthier because you don't have to worry about being a catcher. Look at how consistent Contreras was playing last year at first base and not being a catcher. You know what I'm saying?
Know what? I think a lot of it has to do with once the Contreras stuff happened, whoever started it, Flaherty, Miles, whoever. I feel like some of that was coming across again with the Herrera stuff. And so I blame the front office for that. I blame leadership for that. And but don't let it get as far as it did with the Contreras stuff. Just make him the DH now and just be on with it, because I wanted him to have a chance, but just have some. I mean, I'm not happy with our catching. It's gonna be Pages. That's who it's gonna be, but I mean, I would like for it to be Crooks, but I don't think he's going to come up here and sit on the bench. I don't think they want that. So, I mean, I would love for it to be Crooks, but I don't see that happening.
Mm.
But we'll see. Maybe that will be different. But I think they're just obsessed with Pedro Pajes right now.
Let's see. Let me double check. Make sure Bunny is ready. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, she ready. Bunny, did you have any thoughts in regards to our conversation with the Cardinals? And you're muted.
You go on a little hiatus, and you come back, and you're still muted.
And
Muted.
I went on hiatus because I forgot my laptop charger. I had to go on a duck hunt to find the charger for the laptop. Anyway, so regarding the conversation y'all were having with the Cardinals, I should have asked you before I started talking. Well, let me do it real quickly. So, do you all think how Chain Bloom is moving? You said you got these upset Cardinal fans. Of course, you can't make everybody happy, but the moves he did. Do you think that Mozeliak would have done that 2 years prior? Like without,
No.
you know how they kept saying a reset, it ain't a reset, but it was, or retool, whatever. But did he not have the mindset to do what Bloom is doing, blow up the roster, start over?
It's a no, but also me and Brendan were talking about this yesterday. Is I think a lot of it had to do with Mo and the DeWitts were just so buddy, like, and they have been buddy for 20 years now.
Okay.
That this was never going to happen,
Okay.
Yeah, you got a brand new voice who's been in different organizations, who've done things differently and with the new analytical way. And I think that's probably opened up the DeWitt's eyes a little bit. That hey, there are other ways to do this thing. Like I don't have to be best friends with the guy. But yeah, I don't think Mo ever would have gotten to this point. I really don't.
No, because one, he was out of touch with what was going on. He and the ownership, and then like Joe said, and I feel like this needs to be the Cardinals motto for this year. It needs to be on all the shirts.
The new Cardinal way.
It should be on the walls of Busch Stadium. It should be on the outfield wall. Just say it's not personal, just business. That's it.
So we're gonna put that with the new Cardinal way is it's not personal, just business.
Just business. Because
you might teach ours and get it cracking. Let's go.
Yeah, like Joe just said, it was too many attachments. It was, you're my best friend. I don't want to let you go. I just feel like you've just been an amazing, integral part to our organization. And I just feel that you just need to go ahead and stay a little bit longer. No, it's a whole new era. It's a whole new day. And if you're not doing what you need to be doing and you're not providing the new Cardinal way, you got to go. You can't play. You know what I'm saying? We can't have these years where, you sign Matt Carpenter for a big whatever contract and he wasn't delivering but he was still playing every day. Just stuff like that. And who else was that? DeYoung and God knows who else it was that I'm just saying.
A grocery list of players that you can go through.
I'm just saying it's just too many times that we kept on giving these players the runway when they wasn't deserving of that runway anymore. So we got to stop wasting money and wasting opportunities.
Wait, you said wasting money, but the same breath, didn't we say they didn't spend enough money? Maybe
no.
We said it a lot about the DeWitt.
No, they spent money. They didn't spend money wisely.
I think that's what Andy was saying last week about the Steelers, that there's a lot of comparison right there between, and I think they've talked about it on 101 this week as well.
Bring that up too.
Yes,
the Steelers and the Cardinals and the coach and go ahead.
Yeah, it's just it all adds up a lot. Just how both organizations are ran. But also I don't know if you got my second picture I sent, Smooth, but I sent another one in our group me chat. But if you want to bring up the first one I sent you today, this is how I feel about Nolan Arenado. This is Kyle Reese, who's been on the show.
Oh yeah.
He says, I think that the thing I'll remember the most about the Nolan Arenado era of Cardinals baseball was just how awesome it felt as a fan when the Cardinals traded for him. That was an awesome night and an awesome moment to be a Cardinals fan. Pat is his Prospects After Dark podcast rocked that night. And I saw that last night, and I was just me and Brenda were just. I agree with it. I remember exactly what I was doing. We were at our last house. The Ken Rosenthal tweet came out, and we were so giddy, so pumped up, so happy, and it's. Like that was, and it's sad that that was the highlight. Obviously, he had a runner-up MVP year, and he's had tons of plays and big moments with us. But like that's what I want to remember about Nolan Arenado as a Cardinal, just how excited everyone was about him coming here. Because like, yeah, that's another one I sent. Like, this is that Twitter page, like MLB photos that appear unfortunate or whatever, But yeah, it's like we had these two guys, and Derek Cole was on 101 today. Like, it's just the Cardinals. Just what did he say? The wasted opportunity with both of them here, and you got them, and no, and it's true because you got Goldie, and they should have added to the Goldie. They should have added
they
the
did.
Goldie.
They mentioned it on ESPN 101.
Yeah, they got Nato, and they should have added more after that.
What's the thing? Mosaic got the what's the saying? All gas, no brakes. He was gassing it up when he got these two, and then put the brakes on. You had to keep adding, so he didn't do that. But what I also was going to mention, maybe I missed it. Smooth, did you mention how excited when Ronaldo came on when we did the special edition? We had, was it Wheeler?
Yeah.
So yeah, on the show, we did that special. We were so excited back in January of 01. Remember that?
Yeah.
We was special. I forgot what day of the week. But I'm like, yeah, I'm available because
I think it was like a Saturday or something. You guys
all excited.
Yeah,
it was an awesome moment.
Yeah.
And add on to that, because I recall I was at Cyberg's, and I believe Joe texted me something about Arenado, and I was like, yes, here we go. So yes, I was excited. I'm like, here we go. This is it. And then like you just saying, Bunny, reached out to Wheeler, and I think it was it Ackerman?
Might have been.
It was someone else that was on there besides Wheeler, but it was an amazing show that we had. Talking about this whole,
was it somebody from Cayman West or 101?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I want to say it was Ackerman.
Ackerman, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Ackerman. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a moment because we all truly thought that, oh yeah, here we go. You know what I'm saying? This is it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make the move. So, at the end of the day, we appreciate what they both brought to the Cardinals. And I'm gonna stick with this, is that we all expected for them to be the guys. And they truly never were the guys. Even doing Goldsmith's MVP year, he really fed off of what Pujols was doing. And he benefited from that. Same thing with Nato that same year. But one thing that's going to mark their careers with the Cardinals is that they never came through in the postseason. And that stands out. People in St. Louis are going to remember that they never came through in the postseason. So that's going to be the biggest takeaway from both of those players. But once again, Goldie had an MVP season. Nato had multiple Gold Gloves. They really wanted to be Cardinals. So I appreciate that from them, is that they really wanted to be Cardinals and win here. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And once again, the best of luck to both of those. And as you said the other day, Joe, that maybe it's possible that Goldie goes to Arizona.
That's what I'm hoping for. I think that'd be so cool. Goldie just have one more year in Arizona, and because he had a little bit of a resurgence last year with the Yankees, which who wouldn't in that ballpark? And you're batting either in front of or behind Aaron Judge, so that helps out a little bit. But I mean, you add Goldie to that. You have Goldie, Ketel Marte, Perdomo, Moreno, Nato, Corbin Carroll. That'd be a nice little lineup right there, and probably one of the better infields in the game. So I think that'd be cool, and I hope it happens.
Yeah. So that's going on with You Now Have My Attention. Now it is time for a cool segment. Something I thought about. New year, new wish list. You know what I'm saying? We haven't done it before. First time we're doing this on the platform Sports Talk Show Network. But what are your 3 sports wish list for 2026? We see Bunny isn't ready. So Jobo,
She just did.
he said, "Oh,
Oh man.
gotta go." So Jobo, it doesn't matter if it's local or if it's across the board, for all professional league, whatever it is. What are your 3? And it doesn't have to be in any kind of order if you don't want it to be. But what is your 3 sports wish list for 2026?
Yeah, my first one I put for the Blues to just sell off and restart the rebuild again because
Mm,
whatever is going on is not working. Yeah, they had
mm.
a nice 3-0 win against the Hurricane last night, but you got to think Army's done at the end of this year and Steen's taken over. So it kind of resembles the whole Cardinal situation. Like, wouldn't you just want to have a fresh start? Uh, like I don't I don't know who on this team is okay, love you. I don't know who on this team is the future, really honestly. Like I used to think Thomas, but Thomas hasn't the he hasn't been who he's supposed to be, one of the top dogs, him and
At all.
Cairo and like what happened to Buchnevich? The guy got a payday and now he sucks. Like I'm sorry, that's just
I
how
got
it
it.
is.
I have another question. What happened to Pareko? Pareko, excuse me. He had 0 goals.
Yeah. Zero
0
goals.
goals.
Um you got, Benner who apparently I don't know how true it is, but apparently he refused a trade to the Oilers earlier this year. So I don't know. You got Snuggerud who looks very fun and promising. But there's just I don't know what the future is with the Blues. And it's sad that I think there's a better clear future view of the St. Louis Cardinals after all the negativity that's been going on for the last 5+ years. I think there's more of a clear view of what the future is going to look like with them than there is with the St. Louis Blues, and that is saying a lot. I think. I don't know what to think about them anymore. So I would just like for them to trade Falk and trade Shen, see if you can trade Benner and trade one of Thomas, Kyrou, or Buchnevich, and you just gotta try to get some picks. And I would be fine if they just crash and burn and try to get a top 5 draft pick. Like that would be nice.
Yeah,
Like I don't know what else to do really. It's been bad. And
yeah,
it's depressing to watch and hope and pray that halfway through the year they might get a little fire lit underneath them and go through a run. Like how many times are we gonna do this?
yeah,
It's annoying as a fan.
yeah. The team is too inconsistent. You can't have these 2 games in a row. You looking like, okay, we back. Then you lose the next 3 games. No one shows up. And something that I've been saying a while back, which is so very true, is that your best players need to show up every game. Bottom line, you think about the Conor McDavids and Ovechkins and the all the other top stars. You will be surprised if their names are not in the scorebook after a game. That's how great you need to be consistently, is that there should be an expectation that every game, some way, somehow, your best player is making an impact and has some kind of points in the score sheet every game. That's the expectation, and we don't have that. We thought we did, like you said, with Thomas and Kyrou, but we just don't have that, and that needs to change. We're going to continue to have this and that's not going to be a winning formula for the Blues. So as you said, and I'm glad you said it before I did, but yes, a clear shake up, let these guys go and move on forward, and let's try it over again because it's just not looking good. It
Yeah,
does not.
it's been depressing. But you brought up Connor McDavid, and I want to just say he just turned 29 yesterday, and that is just insane because the guy's been in the league for like 11 years. And I wish we had a Connor McDavid. Anyways,
Yeah.
Blues, shake up, sell, whatever you have to do. That's my first wish list item. Second one is it doesn't have to be any particular time, but at some point I hope we get to see JJ Weatherholt in Busch Stadium. I get a little nervous with how things are lining up, in 2023, I guess, whenever the WBC was last, and Jordan Walker had a really good spring training and caught their eye because he had a lot of playing time due to everyone at the WBC. I'm hoping and praying that it's not going to be like that, where JJ Weatherholt has an amazing spring training, bring him up, and then they just don't like what they see, or he's getting base hits on the ground and not in the air. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see JJ Weatherholt up in the big leagues this year. So that's my second one. And then my third one is Team USA wins the WBC. Take Japan out. Okay. Our team is so stacked. I cannot wait. Bryce Harper, Gunnar Henderson, Aaron Judge, Pete Carroll. I'm like, forget Kyle Schwarber, Paul Skis, Tarek Skubal. Did it? What? Corbin Carroll. Sorry. I was thinking of Pete Crow Armstrong, and then but Corbin Carroll.
That's the head
coach. Cal Rowley, like I said, Tarek Skubal. They've added more. You also got Joe Ryan, and they also added Griffin Jacks today. There's just so much talent that is going to be on Team USA. It's by far the best Team USA roster that's been constructed ever. So obviously Japan, they're Japan. They got this guy named Shohei Ohtani. They got Yamamoto, Sasaki, so on and so forth. But you know who they had to hit against last time? Miles Michaelis,
right.
Lance Lynn, Merrill Pelly.
Right.
We're a little bit better this year. Okay, so I'm excited about that. I cannot wait. And then I just threw a little extra, and there's just, you guys all know, but I want my Astros to make it back into the playoffs this year. That's my last one. But yeah, those are my sports wish list items.
All right. And Bunny, she's ready to rock and roll. So Bunny, give us your 3 sports wish lists. And she's muted. There we go.
I'm sorry.
There we go.
And now I'm trying to type something in the chat. Now background's noisy, y'all. One more time.
I said, give us your 3 sports wish list for 2026.
Details. Cardinals, City SC Club, and LGB. Let's go Blues. All 3 organizations need to have a winning season. That's my 3. I can put Mizzou on the side. Put SLU to get March Madness run on the side. Let me just get the major sports that, because we have been horrible last year with St. Louis major sports. So that's my top 3 wish list.
All right. So for mine, I'll go ahead and start off with a broader view, kind of like Bunny just did, but it's time to remove this dark cloud in St. Louis sports. We all seen what's been going on with the Cardinals. Hopefully now we're starting to see the sun starting to rise thanks to Hein Bloom. But Joe just brought up in regards to the Blues and how bad it's looking there. Battlehawks, Anthony Beck, now he's gone to Orlando, which I'm actually kind of glad. He's done great representative of St. Louis. He loved his time here, but it just seemed like when he got to the playoffs, the team just got stuck. And now, for those who don't know, Rams legend, because of the great catch he had in the NFC Championship game back in 1999 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ricky Pro is the new head coach, bringing new energy, and they're already focusing on trying to bring in winners to this Battlehawks team. Need to get that next level now for the Battlehawks. Get to the championship game. Mizzou football and basketball. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this this whatever you have over us in regards to not being able to get over the hump, always getting the bad luck, always having that buzzer beater happen against us and not for us. Not being able to win that big game that can propel us to go to bigger heights, get to a college football playoff or whatever. It's time, you know what I'm saying, for that dark cloud. CDSC, get back to what y'all did y'all inaugural year. Find it, bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So that dark cloud needs to just leave St. Louis in regards to sports, and let's get back to St. Louis being that sports mecca. Those were great times back then, and it's time for that to come back in 2026. Second, I want to go back to SLU, but get more into it. And I heard today that this actually may be officially in motion, but SLU is having one of their best seasons in God knows how long. They are probably right now maybe the front runners of winning the A10. Playing amazing. Josh Schertz, his second year, he's got the guys he wants. The imprint is there in regards to what he wants for that team. The next thing is, and Bunny, she's gone again, but we talked about this a while back last month, and I was saying how SLU wants to play better competition. They want to have a better non-conference schedule, but because they play in the A10, they are not getting their respect from other big-time Power 5 conferences. And so that makes SLU have to be damn near perfect in their division to get considered, to be considered to go to the big dance in March. SLU, in the way that they're going this year, they're making noise. And by next week, they could possibly be a top 25 team. I want to see this team do so amazing that they get eyes from like the Big East Conference, where Georgetown, the Providence, St. John, Villanova's, all these big time schools where we're not just going out to them, but they're coming to St. Louis. We need to get the Big East Conference to say, SLU, we want you. And I said earlier that I've heard some things today. It was in the St. Louis, it was in the STL today, our main paper here in St. Louis, where some politicians are already starting the movement to get SLU to hopefully be accepted into the Big East Conference. So that's going to bring more money to St. Louis, to the program, more notoriety, a better television deal. I believe the Big East, they play their championship games, Joe, in the at the Garden in New York. So stuff like that it will be amazing for St. Louis University. So SLU, continue to get those eyes on you, continue to win and force the hand and have the Big East to say, you know what, welcome to our conference. Because majority of the teams in the Big East don't have football teams either, just like SLU. You know what I'm saying? So it's truly a perfect match. But we need to get to a better conference. So whether it's a non-conference schedule or because we're in the Big East, we're going to automatically get that respect because of where we are. And that's what we need. So that's wish number 2. My final one, and I want to preface this by saying it's not because I'm tired of him or he's playing bad, but I would love for LeBron James to, no matter what happens at the end of this season, to go ahead and retire. Retire when you're at a point where you're still playing amazing, not where you're looking like the past, or not the past, but you're not the same person you used to be, or God forbid he has a terrible injury because he's doing so, his health is fading him and he's looking like a shell of himself. You know what I'm saying? We saw how certain guys in their career, you like, oh, he should have been gone. LeBron is still playing dang near as good as any other player in the league right now. But I don't want to see him go to a point where he's just not himself anymore, and it shows on the court. So if the Lakers win a championship, go deep in the playoffs, whatever it is, of course we want to have that farewell tour and the whole nine, whatever. But not everyone is given that. Kobe Bryant was lucky to have his after he had that Achilles injury, and he was lucky to come back and play his last year when he did. But LeBron James, go out on top in regards to your health, in regards to how you're able to say, hey, I left out where I could still ball and do my thing. I didn't leave out where I was forced to be out because of injuries and father time. Go ahead and be like, hey, I did my thing for 23 years, did all I can do. I'm done. Bottom line. So that's my sports wish. Y'all thoughts in regards to my three sports wish list, especially I guess Bunny, I'll ask you about my LeBron James one.
LeBron. So you want to go out on top. Look, most people do want to do that. Father Time is undefeated. If all players, all athletes know this, undefeated. You're holding out for your son, first son in the league / G League. So you want to wait out for the second son. Is it worth it? If you're going to still only get 40% of a basketball schedule done, you're going to be able to up your numbers. You've accomplished everything you wanted to. You've had a lot of monetary success. So what else is there to do, right? That's what it boils down to. I mean, I guess he's waiting for his other son. Maybe they can play together as well. I don't know. You know how you do things for your family, even though it's like I don't want to for my body's sake, but I do it for my family. So I don't know. I'm torn on that one, but I get it what you're saying though. That sports wish list. The Lakers can't advance far while LeBron's still there because it's a liability kind of like you can get first round. That's it.
Joe, any thoughts?
I was just shocked that you said that. With how much you love LeBron and the Lakers, but I would like to go out on top if I had a career that long, and it'd be so you said it'd be 23 years. It'd be crazy if he did retire after 23 years because matches his number and whatnot. But it'd be different, that's for sure. Changing of the guards.
Yeah. And I mean, think about like Aaron Donald, you know what I'm saying? He was able to leave when he could still play now if he wanted to, you know what I'm saying? But he left out on his terms. On his terms. Not, man, the injury, I ain't got it no more. No, he left on his terms. You know what I'm saying? So do the same thing, Brian. You know what I'm saying? Be smart about it. Don't be selfish. And I want, like you said, Bunny, I want to wait till Bryce get in the league, and that might be 2 years from now. And what if he first game of the season and he just has a horrific injury where he can't do anything no more because of his old age? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Go out like, hey, I did my duty. I'm still on top. I'm still one of the top prepared athletes or top conditioned athletes or whatever it is at 40-some years old, but I'm leaving on my own terms. So that's the sports wish list. Bunny, I know that you got to go ahead and go. Before we go, who do you have winning the Natty, the national championship between Indiana and the University of Miami?
My heart wants to say the U, but my logic wants to say Indiana. So to answer your question, if I was a betting woman, part of Joe Betts, what's the new one?
I don't even know. Brennan put it on there. What does it say?
Okay,
founder of Bets by Joe.
If I was a betting woman playing with Bets by Joe, I put it on Indy. They got that natty. They got it.
All right. And then in regards to the NFL football, we have not that, my bad. Here we go. So we have San Fran, Seattle, Rams, Bears, Buffalo, Detroit, Buffalo, and Denver, and Texans and Patriots. Who do you have going to the championship games, Bunny? No pressure, but it's on you.
Oh, no pressure. Thanks. Yeah, right. Listen, my preseason best is loud and wrong. So at this point, I guess there is no pressure. Definitely, this should be the Bills' time to finally get there again after 30 plus years on the AFC side. But also between Texas and Patriots, I told you the Texas defense has put the league on notice. Bills, Texas, Bills represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, NFC side. No, I can't stand them Rams. Oh, God, I can't stand. I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with them anymore. But in honor of T-Bone's 49ers and his lucky Bill Cosby sweater, I'm going to pick them over the Seahawks. The Bears. I am with the Bears.
All right.
And can they go all the way, though? No. The 49ers could go back represent NFC. So if it was the 49ers against the Bills, will the Bills finally get to hold up the Lombardi Trophy? Dum, dum, dum.
Stay tuned. Don't say that. Don't say it. Save it for next week. Save it for next week. There we go. With that being said, you have a great rest of your night, Bunny.
Peace.
Thank you, because I can't even hear you. Y'all hear the circus in the background?
She got a whole Royal Rumble in her right now.
And they're not even on the main floor. They're upstairs. Up in
Oh Lord.
Anyway, thank y'all. Good
Bye,
night.
Bunny.
All right now. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. This is the main show. It's your boy Smooth along with
Joe.
All right. So now we have a new segment. You already see the caption under Jobo's name. It's called Bet That. And Bunny, I'm sorry, Joe was telling me as soon as betting was legal in St. Louis, which was I believe in December, that we should have a segment talking about betting. And of course, me being the great producer that I am, I'm like, you know what? It's time to go ahead and make that happen for the new year. So this is the opportunity for Joe to, for those watching, give everyone the opportunity to kind of know about betting. If those who don't do it, like myself, I had not really started doing that yet, but I want to learn about betting and what are prop bets, what are parlays, etc. You know what I'm saying? For those who may not know about it, it should give us some tutorials or whatever it is about betting, and then give us some picks, some games to look over to consider for the upcoming weekend. So Jobo, this segment is all yours. It is called Bet That.
All right. So yeah, I'm not a pro at it, obviously, because I'd be a very wealthy woman. But I almost said that, but I didn't. Anyways, so but me and Brendan have been learning on the go. And for anyone out there that wants to do this, there are tons of apps out there that if you go ahead and deposit like $5, $10, you get a lot of bonus money. You have to use the bonus money within a certain time, but you get that as free money to use. And me and Brendan so far combined have won over $1,000 with our bonus bet money. So, so yeah, and it's sometimes you can get a little ballsy and put a 5, 10, 20. That's ballsy for us. Bet out there, but there's some that you could do 50 cents and win a decent amount of money because you're picking all the underdogs or something. So so yeah, I like doing the big parlays just because I think it's fun and there's a better chance of winning higher amount of money. Obviously those ones probably aren't going to hit all the time, but sometimes they do. But yeah, so like I'll go ahead and talk about the ones that I have for this weekend, and I think this weekend I had a look at it before the show, and I think these games could honestly go either way.
So real quick, Joe, for those who may not know, can you explain what prop bets are and what parlays are.
So the parlays are like if you want to put a bunch together. So like for an example, I got it's not going to win tonight, but I did a 6-leg parlay on NBA games. Um, and you just or here I got a 3. Oh no, I'll save that one because that's for later. All right, I got a 3-leg parlay right now for the Sabres to win, the Knights to win, and the Devils to win. So that's just 3 outcomes on the money line. With the props, it's throwing in different. For an example, on one of my bets later is you can throw in rush like if rushing yards or something like that and mix it in with other bets. So those ones I haven't done as often. I've been sticking to the money line. You could also do like the over or under. So yeah, there's so many different types of bets you could do. Like right now, you can bet on MVPs or World Series winners. If you really wanted to. And so yeah, and then like again, like me and Brendan are still like researching this stuff all the time. So and throw in bet ideas, off each other or asking others, what they think. So yeah, there's just so many different opportunities out there, different options to do.
That's what's up.
So like I was saying, this weekend the games are I honestly think they could go either way. I did just throw a dollar bet out there for all the underdogs. And the underdogs would be right now, it could change. It changes daily or even by the minute, honestly. But at the time that I created it, I just did the Bills, Texans, Niners, and Bears. Those are all the underdogs right now. And that was just a dollar bet. And it could win you $55 if it happens. This one I did of what I actually think is going to happen. I just threw out the Bills, Seahawks, Patriots, and Bears. Just, then that one, it was a smaller bet, but you won a smaller amount. You won $6 for that one. But for my, I did do this one. It almost hit this past weekend, but bet on all the quarterbacks to throw at least 200 yards. And I think it was Rodgers and who else? Rodgers and maybe Lawrence that didn't do it this last time. No, it was Jalen Hurts. Those are the 2 that didn't hit it for me. So, but I don't know. If you could look back at their past games, going back even to the regular season, a lot of these guys they're bound to do it. The only one that I was kind of iffy about was Matthew Stafford because apparently he doesn't play good in the cold weather. But he's been he's been well over the 200 mark the last handful of games, so I'm putting my trust in him. And then this one, I got Josh Allen to score a touchdown himself, Puka to score a touchdown at any time, and then also Woody Marks to have 50+ rushing yards. So those are my bets going into the weekend. You can also even do bets for who's going to score the first touchdown. Who's going to score the second, the third, the last. So there's so many options out there that you can do. And again, if people want to get into it, there's tons of apps out there that you can do that, again, give you free money to do it. Just don't get addicted because it's not worth trying to lose all your money betting on sports because,
Man.
It's brutal.
That word right there, addiction. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you be thinking, it reminds me of the whole pyramid scheme thing we had years ago. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing good here. Let me add 100, you know what I'm saying? And try it again. Oh, wait a minute, I got 1,000. Let me add 1,000. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then all of a sudden it just dies on you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it could be an addiction. So definitely choose wisely. But I keep on saying that I do want to at least try. Like I keep on hearing it. Everyone I know be like, yeah, I just won not 10,000, but I just won $1,000 off of paying $2. Like what? Like
yeah, I think the most I've won, because there are on apps they have like on DraftKings, for an example, you'll have people that work with DraftKings, they'll put theirs out there. So like Gronk sometimes will pop up for his ideas, this and that. And I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was a $5 bet, I believe. It might have been less than that. But it was the last game was, I think was it the Denver Broncos? They had like Sunday Night Football or something. It was them or the Patriots. I don't know why I'm blanking, but they
The
they
Patriots.
okay, they kept trying to score again towards the end, but they kept like incomplete pass in the end zone like 3 times in a row. And I was looking down and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't score, please don't score. And they didn't score because I hit it. I needed to be under the amount and won $120 off that. So it's like,
Mm.
I've hit a couple. It's funny. The ones I've hit big on are football and basketball. So I can't wait for baseball because I'm
Man,
excited
that's
to
gonna
see
be
what theirs is
crazy.
gonna be like. But yeah, like did not think I'd be winning money on NBA bets, and you gotta like everyone was pretty annoyed last week whenever Saquon didn't have a touchdown, Devontae didn't have a touchdown. It's like, come on. Like you guys should be scoring some touchdowns right now. Like so many people bet on Saquon and he didn't have a great game. So that's why it's literally the luck of the draw.
There we go, everyone. So that is bet that maybe down the line. We'll have an opportunity to maybe like have something like a slide that we can show while you're talking, Jobo, so people can like see more of the bets and how it goes and whatever the money line is, just so people can still be able to learn more about it as they go. And we want to just go ahead and add that into the main show for future shows down the line. So once again, that is bet that, and stay tuned for bigger and better from Bet That, our new segment. Now, let's get into the next. Matter of fact, sorry about that, to took myself off for a second. So we have coming up on next Monday on ESPN, University of Miami, the U versus Indiana, a matchup that I'm sure not a lot of people thought would go down, especially Indiana. But wow, what a season. The head coach, I believe, is Kirk Cignetti, doing an amazing job. Tom Ackerman's alma mater, and I believe Joe Buck went there too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so
Kevin Wheeler versus Tom Ackerman.
there you go. Let me see. Hoosiers. Just want to make sure that I have it correct here. Yeah, Kirk Cignetti. Just want to make sure I have the right name. But yeah, so Indiana has been steamrolling teams from the Big Ten championship to the first 2 games they played in the playoff. They have shown that they are the real deal. Miami, who came in, I believe, with like 2 or 3 losses in the season, but they just got hot at the right time. It was a great game against Ole Miss. I mean, it was right there. For those who didn't see it, y'all missed out. But it was a great game against Ole Miss. Ole Miss had an opportunity to at least get a touchdown and maybe go into overtime, but they couldn't make it happen. But we're here now. And Miami gets the opportunity, which I don't recall ever happening in college football, like recently, especially with how the system is now. But Miami gets to play a home game for the Natty because the game is at their home stadium in Miami, Hard Rock Stadium. And now, granted, even though it's at their home, it may not exactly feel like a home field advantage because this is not just a regular game where it's it's a regular season game or even a playoff first round game, because like the Super Bowl, Joe, you're going to have a lot of businesses there at the game. You're going to have a lot of millionaires, billionaires. So, and then also the Indiana Hoosiers will have an allotment of fans that can go to the game too because of it being Indiana. So it's very possible that even though it's in Miami, it may not be a true home game in regards to just getting the whole crowd or stadium going crazy for you if you're Miami. But with that being said, I'll go ahead and have you first give me your predictions in regards to who you feel will win the Natty coming up on Monday? The U or the Hoosiers?
I like to, root for the underdog in these types of games, but I really like the name the Hoosiers, and really like. I love Kevin Wheeler too, but I like Tom Ackerman, and it's cool dude and whatnot. I can't base it on anything other than Indiana's number one, and like you said, they've steamrolled pretty much everyone. Shoot, I think their last game started with a pick six. Like, so I'm just gonna go with Indiana, and I could probably gonna be a lot of red, or I don't know, was that color just red? A lot of red in Miami. When's the game next?
Monday.
Next Monday, yeah. I'm just going with Indiana. It's probably the easy answer.
Yeah, for me, I ain't even gonna hold y'all, man. I don't see no way that the Hoosiers lose this game. They just been too dominant. They're clicking on every cylinder possible. They're just a well-oiled machine, and just barring any kind of crazy injury, don't want to see that at all, in this game. But it's gonna be hard for me to see the Hoosiers lose this game. For those watching right now, no matter if you're on Twitter or the X, Facebook, YouTube, leave comments. Let us know, who y'all have winning the Natty. But yeah, once again, I don't even think it's gonna be close. Hopefully I'm wrong, because everyone deserves a close game.
Yeah, close games are is what we want. Let's see.
Because I believe right now the Hoosiers are a touchdown favorite.
Yeah, so right now Indiana they're a -360 in the money line, and the spread. So are they gonna win by 8.5 or not? And then the score right now they have it as over under 47.5. So.
And 47.5 meaning that the score is combined between both teams, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So the game as a whole, is there going to be more than 47 points or not? But I hope it's a good game, because what was it a couple of years ago? Was it TCU in there and they just got I felt bad for them.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
Felt bad for them, and because I get excited to watch these games, because I don't know, there's usually nothing else on. It's all cold and depressing outside, and it's just a fun game to watch. So hopefully it's a fun game and close game, and I hope it comes down to like the last couple plays. That would be fun.
Yeah. So once again, we both have Indiana winning that game. We're hoping that it is a very competitive game and not blowout like it was last week when Indiana beat Stan's Oregon Ducks. Sorry, Stan and Bunny. Kind of Bunny has a family member who plays for Oregon as well. So we just want a nice competitive game, keep us interested about the whole game. So we shall see. And I'll lastly just want to say this, because I know that he's making some changes with his personnel, with his coaches and everything. But I hope that Coach Drinkowitz from Mizzou, is watching what Kirk Cignetti is doing for Indiana. You know what I'm saying? Because 2 years ago, Indiana was a laughingstock. People didn't even know they had a football team. And then last year, they made a run. I believe they went to the they lost in the first round of the college football playoff game last year. And now this year, they have not lost one game all year long. And just to see how Kirk Cignetti has changed that program around in just 2 years, I hope that Drinkowitz is watching, is studying, is doing whatever he has to do to change the way things have gone at Mizzou, and shake up that team so now they can start being a respectable team like Indiana is right now. Because it's very possible that can happen. And that's the beauty of the NIL and transfer portal, is that now you have so many teams that have opportunities now. They have chances. Years back, it was always the same teams: the Ohio States, the Alabamas, the Clemsons, what I'm
Georgia.
saying, the Michigans or whatever it is. And now any team can really just have that one good off season, bring in NIL or whatever it is, and you're competitive. No longer can we say the SEC is the most dominant league. Now they may make possibly the most money, might have the best deal in regards to television or whatever it is, but you can no longer say that the SEC is that conference. Bottom line, because who we got now? Two Big Ten. No, I'm sorry, we got an ACC and a Big Ten team in. Last year, who won? It was not Penn State. It was no. Who won
Notre
last?
Dame? Was it Notre Dame?
No, tip of the
No.
tongue. Oh my goodness, I had it in my. Ohio State won last year. You know what I'm saying? Another Big Ten team.
Mhm.
So, hey,
Yeah.
it's fair game, like I said. So, whatever you're doing, drink that hasn't helped this team get to where they need to be to or get to. Look at where Kurt Cinetti is doing. It's possible. So, there we go. Now it's time for our last segment of the evening. Bunny gave her predictions, but these playoffs, man, outside of the Chargers and Patriots game, these playoffs have been amazing. These games have been tight. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. Can't get enough of what we saw in the wild card round. Now, I always feel that the divisional round is the best weekend of football because now you get the big boys who had a week off, a bye week to see the other teams do their thing. But now it's on. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, who's going to the championship game? Who's ready? And I'm excited about it. Now, granted, for certain teams, there's been some big injuries that's happened. You look at San Fran and George Kittle. He's out for the rest of the season. That sucks. And I know the Buffalo Bills have like a lot of wide receivers that's out for the game coming up against the Broncos. But a lot of other teams, a lot of their main stars looks like they're good to go. Stafford, you brought up earlier about how he plays in the cold. That is my number one concern about Stafford is how he handles himself in the cold because it's going to be brutal in the shot. It's going to be brutal. And also, he has a finger injury and it's on his throwing hand, I believe. So a lot is going against him. But Saturday and Sunday, it's on. It's the divisional round. Let's see who's going to go to the conference championship games. Jobo. Let's start with the AFC. Buffalo Bills versus the Broncos. Josh Allen just won his first playoff game last week when he went to Jacksonville and won. Do you see the Buffalo Bills going to Denver, the number one seed, and winning in Denver?
Yeah, I love Josh Allen. This isn't the best team he's had in the last handful of years to get the job done. But this has to be the year with, no Lamar, no Mahomes. So it's probably gonna be just as cold in Denver as it is gonna be in Chicago. I'm sure it could be. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo. And like I said earlier, Josh Allen's gonna have himself a TD.
This is tough because my cousin Jesse, he loves the Broncos, and I want to support him, but I just don't know if I can trust Bo Nix in this type of setting against Buffalo Bills and a hungry Josh Allen who has been there in regards to being so close to getting to a Super Bowl, but always being blocked by especially Patrick Mahomes. And now the opportunity is there. I have to go ahead and give Buffalo the victory over the Broncos. Who do you have? Texans versus the Patriots.
This one's tough because Nico, he's concussion, so he don't know if he's gonna be playing or not. Um, they had Kirk and Marks and whatnot, have good games the other night, but Pat's got a good offense, obviously, but that Texas defense is like you said in the chat, that's why they're probably like the most dangerous team in the playoffs because their defense is so good. It's a tough one. I don't know why, but I just think Drake May and the Patriots are going to win this game. Their offense, Drake May has been great. It's going to be freezing there, and CJ didn't look great that last game. He looked a little out of whack and what's I don't know, like shell shocked or something. I don't know. He just made a lot of bad rush throws, and he just looked a little off on Monday. So I hope I'm wrong because I'd love to see the Texans go on, but I just have a feeling the Patriots, and I can never say his name, Vrabel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, he's been great, as their coach. So it's probably gonna be the Patriots. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, man. I said that the Texans have the best defense. They are the scariest team, but I'm also concerned about CJ Stroud and the offense. And the Patriots may not have as great of a defense as Texans, but they do have a nice defense. They do have, and especially in New England. So I'm going to go ahead and give the nod to the Patriots as well. I was going to say Texans, but I'm just not too sure that they can do enough on the offensive end, especially with what we saw last week. Now, of course, it's sports any given Sunday. In this case, I think it'll be Saturday. But no, I'm sorry. They do play Sunday. But yeah, any given Sunday, anything can happen. But I think that the Patriots defense has just enough to withstand and hold things down from a CJ Stroud. So I'm going to give the edge to the New England Patriots. So now going to the NFC side, this one here, San Fran at Seattle. Seattle is the number one overall seed. Well, number one seed in the NFC, excuse me. Once again, no George Kittle. I'll go ahead and go first this time on the NFC side. This should be a great game. T-Bone, you my dude, but I have to go ahead and say Seattle. I think that George Kittle injury is going to really backfire against Seattle. Seattle is just a much better team than what the Eagles brought last week. The Eagles is like they just had too many internal issues going on with that team. Seattle is playing on all cylinders. I was just so impressed with what I've seen with Sam Darnold, what he did against the Rams on that Thursday night football game, and then what he did against the 49ers 2 weeks ago at San Fran. At San Fran, with the pressure on, and he showed up. And I feel like it's just their moment right now. So I'm going to say Seattle will defeat the 49ers. Who you have?
Yeah, no, it's Seattle for me as well. Sorry, T-Bone, we love you. I'll be happy for you if they do, win the game. But I just think, like you said, Sam Darnold's finally, he's making plays, big plays, and big moments. In those two games you mentioned, against the Rams and against the 49ers, he looked cool, calm, collected, and he got the job done. And yeah, the George Kittle injury, it's George Kittle, he's a pretty big reason why they are where they are. They still have Purdy and they still have McCaffrey. McCaffrey, came through last week with 2 TDs, so we'll see. I got Seattle, but it's another one. Like, I just hope it's a fun, close game, and I can see that one being a good close one.
So last but definitely not least, and this is my toughest one. I really had to think about this, man, because you have the Rams and the Bears, and I'll say this is that my loyalty used to be strong for the Rams, but it has faded away. I still support them. Anytime they play a game, I'm like, let's go Rams. Uh, but I don't have that loyalty like Stan and Sadal, have. And that's them. They do their thing, no problem. And then the Bears. Once again, I predicted that this team is going to win the NFC North. I believed in Caleb Williams, especially when Ben Johnson took over that team. And the way that Caleb Williams throughout the whole year, when it goes down to the fourth quarter, he has shown that he has that it factor. He knows how to come back. He's probably the best quarterback right now in the game that can throw on the run. Accuracy, determination, and as you brought up earlier, Joe, with Bet That, I just can't trust Matthew Stafford on the road, and in cold conditions like what we're going to see in Chicago, and with the bum finger. I just have to go with the Bears, man. I just feel like they have everything they need. They have the momentum, and then just playing at that stadium is going to be crazy. And I just don't feel that the Rams are going to do enough, especially Matthew Stafford on the road to win in Chicago. So I'm going to go with the Bears to win the game.
Bear down. Yeah, I almost kind of wish I would completely opposite of you, but I'm not going to do that now because that means me picking the Rams. But I'm going with the Bears as well. And I think Puka looked like he got a little hurt last week after he had his second touchdown, but I'm sure he'll be fine. I said Devontae Smith, like he
Adams.
hasn't. Devontae Adams, he hasn't played in what, weeks, a month, I don't know. Every last game I've seen him, he's on the sidelines, and he just didn't look that great either, and didn't really get that many opportunities. But yeah, I'm going with the Bears. They had another comeback against the Packers, and LB3, which is now LB10. But see, Luther Burden, it's cool seeing a former Mizzou player get some love, and he's having a good year. So again, I don't have a favorite to win the Super Bowl, or like a team I root for. I love Josh Allen and the Bills, but if Luther Burden got out there and made it to the Super Bowl, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yep. So as we close this out, once again, we both are on the same page. We didn't have no talk about it before the show. We just both on the same vibe. We have Buffalo. We have the Patriots on the AFC side. On the NFC side, we have Seattle and we have the Bears. So that is our NFL predictions. We hope that everyone enjoy the upcoming weekend of games in the NFL, and once again, of course, in college football going down next Monday night. And with that being said, that is the end of the main show, the first show of 2026. And I hope that you all have enjoyed the episode. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, the Platform Sports Talk Show. If you did already, then tell someone else. Share the link. Say, hey, check out the Platform Sports Talk Show Network on YouTube. It's amazing. They have a lot of great content. 8 years worth of content. Great interviews, great conversations, funny moments, everything. All on the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. We're also across social media, from Facebook, X, Instagram. Just put in the Platform Sports Talk Show, and y'all be good to go. To give us that subscribe, that like, that follow, the whole nine. And if you can't watch, you can also listen in on Hot 365 Radio, where it's always hot. Let's go to the website, hot365radio.com, or via the app. Once again, every first Wednesday of the month, ladies' night. Every last Wednesday of the month, you have the man cave, and in between time, you have the main show. And also tomorrow night, you will have Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. Need y'all to go ahead and follow Smooth Conversation. That's smooth with 3 O's. Like, subscribe, click that bell, and also check out KBDR Beat District Radio, beatdistrictradio.com, or download their app on Google Play and the App Store as well. But once again, the main show, that's a wrap. First episode of the year. Stay tuned for so much more of the Platform Sports Talk Show.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.